Jorge Cervantes lives in a single-story suburban home just outside of Sonoma, California. The town center, with its historic mission, almost 1950s small-town feel, and links to the region's well-established wine industry, is worlds away from the San Francisco Medical Cannabis Cup and its explosive championing of cannabis culture. Yet Cervantes, his pen name, not his real name, is a pivotal figure in that world. In the early 1980s, he wrote one of the first indoor grow guides. His book, Indoor Marijuana Horticulture, has sold over 700,000 copies and is available in 7 languages. In his home office, he still has a copy of the first printing with its hand-drawn diagrams of the plant and grow rooms. Through it, and many subsequent volumes, he taught generations of growers how to cultivate marijuana, indoors and out, and how to breed and produce seeds. Cervantes had been living in Spain for decades, part of an expat cannabis community in Europe that established itself there in the 1980s and 1990s as a way to escape law enforcement crackdowns in the United States. Thanks to a new openness about the plant in California, driven by the state's medical marijuana law, Cervantes recently returned here. He has shoulder-length graying blonde hair and a neatly trimmed beard. His tiny chihuahua, Mona, follows him closely everywhere he goes. Behind the house is a small fenced-in yard that abuts his neighbors' yards on 2 sides. He's recently torn up much of the patio to put in large growing beds. The soil is turned up in large mounds. In the raised beds behind and alongside the house, Cervantes will soon plant cannabis. Throughout the growing season, he will shoot a series of videos about these plants, posting them on YouTube. He used to appear in disguise in his videos, wearing sunglasses and a beret with long dreadlocks. Now, he has jettisoned his disguise. He appears wearing a t-shirt with a picture of himself designed out of tiny images of the THC molecule. Using his own backyard garden as a teaching tool, he shows viewers how to design their gardens, use compost, address problems with mold, lack of oxygen in the soil, and other issues. He appears examining the progress of the buds on his Green Crack, Blue Dream, Headband, and OG Kush plants. The exotic, sometimes nonsensical names of cannabis strains often have nothing to do with their characteristics. Sometimes they relate to the strains from which they are derived, other times they are just names dreamed up by their creators. On the videos and in real life, Cervantes's calm, lilting voice and matter-of-fact way with the plants makes him sound a bit like the Mr. Rogers of marijuana. And even in this bucolic, suburban Mr. Rogers neighborhood, growing marijuana in your backyard is just not a very big deal. A few months later, I meet Cervantes at his friend's place in San Francisco's South of Market neighborhood, a former industrial area now filled with nightclubs, restaurants, and condominiums not far from where the San Francisco Medical Cannabis Cup was staged. Inside of an old brick industrial building, Cervantes's friend Marco, who has asked that I not use his real name, sets several jars filled with marijuana down on his large dining room table. He pops the lid off one, takes out a walnut-sized bud, and shows it to me. "This is lamb's bread," he says. "It's an heirloom strain." As he explains, lamb's bread is a strain of marijuana originally grown in Jamaica and, lore has it, was reggae legend Bob Marley's favorite. In today's market, it's a relatively rare and valued strain. The bud Marco shows me, about the length of his thumb, is a pale green cluster of tiny cannabis flowers that smells citrusy and a little sharp. It's an up, energetic high, he says. No couch lock at all. He opens up another jar filled with a strain called blue cheese, takes out a bud and squeezes it between 2 fingers. "This one, when you touch it, it's perky almost. Hard," he says. "We grow really good pot."